The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Let's see what happens.
So get cocky.
Because it's never any fun when you don't know what happens.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what two car companies are going to merge, and why did your FedEx delivery? I got to start over already. I got to start over. Let's try this again. Because I'm not ready. That's what happens when you're not ready. Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what two car companies are planning to merge, and why did your FedEx delivery was actually late, and is Prop 36 takes over in full effect in California? What are the changes? And don't try the tea outside in the snow challenge. I'll describe. Fuck.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what two car companies are planning to merge, and why your FedEx delivery was actually late, and Prop 36 takes full effect in California, and don't try the tea challenge. All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. As for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you updated on social news stories and viral clips that you might have missed over the last 7 days or coming up here in the near future. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Unfortunately, these people right here did not have a great Christmas, and we'll dive right into the show. And that flight that crashed over in was it Kazakhstan or something like that, and they were saying that there was a bird flight, a bunch of birds got in the way. And so let's start off the show with going into the Associated Press reports that the Kazakhstan Emergency Ministry confirmed the Telegraph statement that 67 people, including 5 crew members, were on board the plane. The People magazine has contacted the Kazakhstan Emergency Ministry and the Alzabaya Airlines and the Ministry of Digital Development and Transportation of the Republic of Alzabaya. I'm sorry if I'm brutalizing that. For a comment. The comment that they got was the initial statement shared on Twitter that translates into English. The airline wrote, according to the preliminary information, the passengers, including 37 I'm going to mess this up, so bear with me. Azerbaijan citizens, 16 Russian citizens, 6 Kazakh citizens, and 3 Kyrgyz citizens. If you can figure that out. There were 67 people on board, including 62 passengers and 5 crew members. There were no children amongst the passengers, is what they said in the initial report. The information about the injury will be provided shortly, they added. According to the information, there are survivors, and they were receiving initial medical assistance. Contacts are being established right now with the authorities, and necessary operation supports are being provided through the Kazakhstan Emergency Rescue Agency. Now, don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. So for every podcast and don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can check us out, and you can see all the stuff in real time. If there's a video or anything, you can see it in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. And I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and you can find us over on DeaconLive at DeaconLive Podcast over on the YouTube channel. So before I go there, let's go here. So this is the initial report of that plane that crashed over in Kazakhstan. Make sure I got everyone potted up here so we can all be friends. Here we go. Switch camera 4. Here we go.
Central Asia, remarkably, about half of the 67 people on board survived the fiery wreck. The passenger jet flying from Azerbaijan to Russia crashed in Kazakhstan. The Embraer E-190 aircraft burst into flames after impact along the shore of the Caspian Sea. Now, there are plenty of questions as investigators work to connect the dots. Among them, why was the plane hundreds of miles away from its scheduled route? And why was the nearest Russian airport on the flight path closed to incoming traffic this morning? As for what caused the accident, Russia's aviation authority says it appears a bird strike led to an emergency situation on board.
Azerbaijan Airlines is reportedly saying that they've recovered the plane's flight data recorder and that the plane had to be rerouted after takeoff due to bad weather.
Okay, so that's two reports that we've gotten. It says bird strike and then bad weather. So let's go back here. This is the actual last words of the pilot from that box of what happened as he was bringing the plane down. Now, if you haven't seen the plane crash, hold on, shut up. If you haven't seen the plane crash, I mean, it literally follows the plane all the way down until it makes landfall. Until it makes landfall. So I'm going to switch back over to camera 4 so we can see this all together. So here we go.
Pilot of the doomed Azerbaijan Airlines flight spoke 5 chilling final words before the plane went down, killing 38 people on board. The plane was likely wrongly targeted as a suspected Ukrainian.
So if you're watching the video here over on YouTube, you can see there's holes in the side of this plane that look like they're not bird strikes. What they figured out was that they thought the Russian people out there, the Russian army out there, thought this was a drone. Yeah, big old drone out there. So they sent up a missile. And what the missile does is when it explodes, it shoots shrapnel. It doesn't necessarily have to make a direct hit. It just has to blow up and throw like a grenade. It would throw all its shrapnel at this vehicle, being this airplane. And there's holes all over the side of this thing. And so it lost control.
Drone by a surface-to-air missile shot from Russia. The apparent shrapnel damage to the rear of the aircraft is consistent with this kind of strike. So are the accounts of surviving passengers who spoke of an
And they got video of the people inside the plane, like as it's going down, like crashing. Not the actual crash inside the plane. But can you imagine being on this plane and you're literally just trying to, you're praying that the pilot is able to recover this plane, but he said like hydraulics were going bad, he couldn't control the plane. And we've seen planes not crash but land under like bad circumstances. This plane kind of just belly flopped and exploded. The whole front end exploded.
Explosion outside the plane. According to a leaked transcript, at 8:20, the pilot said, "My plane is losing control." Then at 8:22, a message came from the plane saying, "Now the hydraulics have failed." 2 minutes later, the pilot appears to deny that he has declared a distress on board and tells ground control the plane is in order. These were the final words from the plane as it then disappeared from radar for 37 minutes before reappearing as it tried to make the emergency landing.
And unfortunately, the landing, they lost, I think it was 37 people that actually survived the plane crash in the tail part of the plane. They always say, when you want to sit on the plane, everyone in the back of the plane survives. And sure enough, here's another story where the tail end of the plane, most of the 37 or 32, I think it was 37 with 5 kids or so, I forget what it was. But there were several children, 2 or 3 children on that flight. And can you imagine that? Those third world countries, I wouldn't want to do anything in those countries. Anything that's around the Ukraine and Russia, I would just stay home. Don't go anywhere. Don't travel unless you're going on like Camelback. I know that's kind of like a, what is the word I'm looking for? Fucking these goddamn spells. Oh, it's a stereotype. It's like a stereotype. Going across. But I mean, Christ, these guys are just flying around, not flying around like on a joy trip or anything. I'm sure they had somewhere to go. But they thought they were a drone. The Russian Empire thought they were a drone. And you thought 2024 was bad? And this is just right at the cusp of going into 25. And this happens? Oh, man. I just, more and more, you think about World War III, and we just hope that the next guy coming in the office will take care of a lot of this stuff. So we'll see. When we come back, California has had enough. And because of this past election, there's a lot of laws and a lot of seats have been changed in the House and the Senate, and a lot of laws have been taken up and put down and all that. And there's a new one out in California called Prop 36 that's taking over. And a lot of people are saying, thank God we're finally doing something. We were sorry, my bad. We were wrong, is what they were saying. And I'll dive into actually what became out of Prop 36 when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you. We love Oh, God. Here we go. Let's try it again. I might as well do it. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love for you to be part of the show. And the way you can be part of the show right here in the studio alongside of us is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says, leave a message for Deacon Live. You can be heard right here on the air with us. And you speak right in. If you got a microphone on your device, your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, wherever you got a microphone, you can speak right into it. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, yesterday was Christmas, so we postponed the show today. It's Thursday, the day after Christmas. But normally, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, out of a town, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. And you can be podcast famous. Just go over to ProphetRadio.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can be one of those aggressive listeners that we talk about. The passive listeners are the ones that just kind of listen to the show and go, hey, that was nice. I'll listen to another one. The aggressive listeners are the one that actually, you're the glue holding me and the passive listeners together, because you're the ones that like to make fun of me and do all that stuff in between. And we appreciate it. So keep sending them in, and we'll keep playing them. Now, out in California, we did a story a few weeks back. I say a few weeks back, probably a few months back, where it was just getting crazy out there. They've got these law orders and stuff where you can't get charged. It's illegal to own marijuana or any kind of like drugs and stuff under a certain, for self-use type deal. They'll give you a citation, but if they give you a citation to show up to court and you don't show up, there's no penalties. There's no cause or effect as far as getting that citation. So they just keep going on. They just keep piling them up. And drug addiction has run rampant throughout the California area, and we've seen it. We've seen the homelessness just take over California, and we've also seen theft under a certain threshold. I think it was like $800 or something like that, was a misdemeanor. So people were stealing stuff all the way up to $800 worth of stuff because it was a misdemeanor. You get a small fine, a slap on the wrist, and then you go out and do it again. Well, with this past election, you're not just voting for president. You're not just voting for, your governors and all the other stuff that goes on with an election. This year, there was a lot of stuff on the books. And one of the things on the books over in California was Prop 36. Now, you're saying, well, what Prop 36 do? These two or three women, I forget how many there are. I'll show you the video here in just one sec. Found out the hard way of the new Prop 36 taken in full effect. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and you can see this as we're talking about here on the show. So let me go here. There we go. So we can see this, and we can all be friends. So here we go.
Viral. Seal Beach police say
Here we go.
it's the video that's gone viral. Seal Beach police say 3 women were caught on camera stealing from an Ulta beauty store earlier this month. Police say they stole more than $1,600 worth of items. All 3 women are from Southern California and between the ages of 24 and 26. They tried to get away in the parking lot, but police quickly detained them.
So here they are in the back of the car. The 2 girls are talking, and they got that. Hold on.
Detained them.
So they're sitting in the back of the police car, and they've got the police camera on them in the back of the car. And the one girl goes, "Felony," and the other girl goes, "Yeah, new laws."
New laws.
Fucking new laws.
Stealing is a felony.
Stealing is a felony.
Orange County. They don't play. That's why
And this is Orange County, and they don't fucking play.
I asked what county is this. That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year for stealing out of Target.
She said, "This is the place where I went last year and stole and got a year probation from stealing from Target, and now."
The women were also linked to a theft at a nearby Kohl's store. The alleged crime comes shortly after California's Prop 36 took effect. The new law creates stricter penalties for organized theft.
So, thank you very much. So, for more on the actual the new rules and stuff for Prop 36, we had the California Sheriff praises Sheriff Chad Bianco talks about the actual changes that are happening on Prop 36. So give me one second. I'm going to unmute him, and you can check this out over on our YouTube page. Go over to Deacon Live Podcast, and give us a like and subscribe over there. So here's the new laws as far as Prop 36. So pay attention, California. If you got homeless people out there, turn your radio up real loud. Here we go.
To make things better, and I want to be clear, it's not a fix-all. Prop 47 was very broad, and there are a lot of bad things in Prop 47. Prop 36 just fixed 3 big issues, which in law enforcement we know kind of all go together, and that's drugs specifically, but how that also spills over into the mental illness problem, the homeless problem, and the theft problem. So basically, Prop 36 or Prop 47 back in 2014 basically legalized all drugs and made them all misdemeanors. And in California, for those of you not in California, there's no punishment or consequence for a misdemeanor in California. So by making all possession of drugs and all of those things misdemeanors, people get citations and then they just don't go to court, and there's no consequence for not showing up to court. So with Prop 36 now, we finally have a consequence again, and it's not going to be immediate. It's going to have to be after a repeat offense. Then the judge will have the option, or the DA will have the option of filing as a felony.
And that's the 2 girls or the 3 girls that were arrested before. They caught them at Target, and then they caught them at CVS. That's why it was a repeat offense. That's why they were getting a felony.
And then the judge is going to have the option of ordering people into rehab or jail time. They get to pick again. Before Prop 36, before Prop 47, you got to pick. Do you want to go to rehab and try and get fixed, or do you want to go to jail? So I hope
Which one's shorter? If I go to jail for 30 days, or do I go to rehab for 6 months? I'll go to jail for 30 days, and then I'll be back on the street shooting drugs again.
people take the rehab. I mean, that's what we ultimately want, is people to be free from the addiction, be back to a productive member of society. And that was all taken away from us with Prop 47. So Prop 36 gives that back. We can now force people into rehab, or they're going to have to do jail time. So with that,
So my question is, if you force these people into rehab, I mean, I hate to use the term force into rehab. You know, you should be able to want to go. But they give them a choice at one time, and now the choice, you know, we see the results of choices being made. They're not being made well. And so if we force someone into rehab, and we have to say literally, you have to stay here for 30 days. If you do not do the rehab program, guess what? Guess what happens? The next step is you just go to jail. So I guess, is it up to the judge to say, okay, we tried rehab with you. You didn't do that. So now we got to put you in jail. Now, I hope they have enough jail cells for all these people, because a lot of people, it's going to be a learning curve to get all these people to act right and do right and make good choices. But this is a can of worms that's well been open for many years, and they're trying to put the genie back in the bottle type deal.
know that the majority of our homeless problem is drug addiction. Drug addicted psychosis causes this mental illness that leads to most of the people that we deal with in the homeless crisis. So with us being able to force these people into rehab, we can now get them sober for long enough that if they do truly have a mental illness, we can address that also. And then we can get them help. Because right now, it seriously is inhumane that we just allow these people to be on the street, some of them rotting in their own skin, and there is nothing we can do for them. If you ask them, they're going to tell you they're fine. They don't want help. So if it's voluntary, they're not going to get the help. We do need something that is mandatory that we can force on them, and Prop 36 is going to be able to.
Damn article. Damn thing. So Prop 36 is going to help them force people either into jail, of course, or into treatment.
So we will be able to get them the help that they need. And then, in addition, back to the whole drug thing, when you're not addicted to drugs.
All right, so let's get to the stealing stuff. So here we go. Here's the stealing stuff.
To get money for your next drug fix. So that handles that crisis. But then we also, additionally, in Prop 36, we're making theft a felony again.
Yeah.
And if you continue to repeat offend with stealing, you're eventually going to do prison time, which that was taken away with Prop 47, Prop 57. So Prop 36 is not the end all, but it certainly is a huge fix for California, because truly with Prop 47 and 57 back in 2014, it was truly the downfall of public safety in California, and there is absolutely zero consequence for crime anymore. So
here, let me I'm going to search something. Who was in office in California. You see where I'm going with this? In 2014. So, California elections in 2014. I don't want the Republican. I want the, like, people. You know where I'm going for. You don't want to. Let's go ahead and say it. Was Kamala Harris in California in 2014? She was elected district attorney of San Francisco in 2003, the attorney of the California in 2010, and reelected as the attorney general in 2014. She was the first woman, the first African and first Asian. You know, it's debatable what you want to say there. So Kamala Harris in 2014 was the attorney general. Now, I try not to get political here, but I mean, this is the time of, let me go back to me now. This is the time of, I'm tired. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being, you know, I don't want to say bossed around, but so she was in California. She was the attorney general in 2014. These laws and stuff don't, you know, just miraculously appear. Someone had to put them in order. Someone had to get them all done, and this is the result. This is the result. So you're like going, oh, you know, Trump this and you know Biden this and Kamala this. I think that's a pretty damn bullet that we dodged. Say what you want about, you know, everyone else in the politics. I think that's a pretty damn good bullet that we dodged. And now back on the books is, you know, Prop 36 that annuls or helps with the other two props, 47 and 57, to get California back on track. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine the whole United States like that right now? If that kept going, if she was to win, grinds my gears type deal. All right, when we come back, this woman right here ordered something on Amazon, and you know how sometimes you'll put in a unit of measure or a number and stuff, and all of a sudden you get like too many. Well, she got too many of this one item, and she only wanted a quarter of a pound. Well, she got a little bit more than she deserved, or what she ordered. So stick around. We'll dive into her story when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we will give you something for free, but what you have to do to get it is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsor of Deacon Live and all the other fine programming that comes out of this studio. There's many different podcasts that come out of this studio, and the way you can get some free swag over there is to go over to prophetradio.com and click on free swag, and you can see all the different items over there that they got for free. Some stickers, some magnets and stuff. Pick yourself out a little prize pack, and they'll email it out. I say email it out to you. They'll mail it out to you, physically mail it out to you if you live here in the United States. If you live overseas, you know what? We'll put it on one of those drones and fly it over there. Hopefully it'll make it. It'll make it to you. If it gets shot down, you know what? That's what happens. But we'd love to give you, they'd love to give you something for free, and go over to Prophet Radio and grab it as well. Now, I'm a big fan of Walmart. My dad just recently started doing like the online shopping. He can't walk around and stuff, so he goes and orders at the local food line around here, and goes and picks it up, and then, you know, comes home. The online shopping where they bring it out to your car, it's a godsend for a lot of people, especially people like my dad. But this woman right here found out the hard way. If you don't pay attention to what you're ordering, you might unpack something a little bit more interesting than what you thought you were getting. 2 or 3 jalapenos. A Walmart shopper orders 2.5 pounds of jalapenos for delivery. When she unpacks her groceries, you could not believe what she actually received. If you're ordering ingredients for a holiday dinner this year, watch out. This Walmart shopper ordered 2.5 jalapenos and ended up unpacking 5 pounds of them. In this viral video from a week ago, TikTok user Rachel, going by Rachel.Rax, H-I-E, I don't even know why I say this, because it's so hard to explain it. She explains that she ordered a quarter pound of jalapenos from Walmart as an accent flavor for her boyfriend's soup. However, she received 5 pounds of them instead. As of the publication, her video recounting the incident has gotten over 36,000 views. So what happened with the jalapeno incidents? She says, I just got to Walmart and got my delivery, which I ordered 2.5 pounds of jalapeno, Rachel begins. So she explains on the Walmart app, told her a quarter of a pound would be about 2 or 3 jalapenos. Perfect. That's what you want, right? That's what I just said. But because all I needed was just a little bit of flavor for my soup and my boyfriend's that I was making for my boyfriend. However, Rachel reacts unloading the Walmart haul. She pulls out a clear bag filled with several jalapenos on screen. She stares into the camera for a second, eyes wide open, mouth agape, and said, "These are all the jalapenos I got." She finally explains after lifting this big, heavy, giant bag up on the camera. That's about 5 pounds of freaking jalapenos. Now, if you want to see this video, I'm going to switch over to camera 4. Let me find the video real quick. Please tell me we have it. Yes, we do right here. As soon as it loads, we can be friends. Here it is. All right, hold on, darling. We'll get you. So here she is talking about her jalapeno haul. And don't forget, for every podcast, we do have a matching video over on YouTube. Search DeaconLive Podcast. Give us a little subscribe over there. So here we go.
Order in which I ordered 0.25 of a pound of jalapenos, which on the app it said that would be about 2 or 3 jalapenos, which was perfect because all I needed it for was a little bit of flavor and a soup that my boyfriend's making. Well, I start unloading my groceries. These are the jalapenos that I got. That's about 5 pounds of freaking jalapenos. I've never seen this many jalapenos bagged in my life.
You've never been to my house.
I don't know what I'm possibly going to do with them all.
Poppers, baby, poppers.
How this measured 2.221 of a pound. She definitely measured something else because this is about 5 pounds. Let me know ideas of what to do with those that aren't just salsas or jalapeno poppers. Because those are my only ideas.
You're going to have poppers coming out for weeks, baby. So how do you think she messed up? Shut up here. Is the Walmart shopper or the Walmart picker the one who sees 25 or 2 point? Maybe she thought it was 2.5 pounds. I don't know. That was a whole bag. You ever seen a Walmart bag? It's a big grocery bag type deal. 5 pounds in a Walmart shopping bag? I don't know. How did she misread that? Here's my thought. Was she charged it? If she wasn't, call it a day. Don't make a TikTok video about it. Call it a day. Say, look, I ordered 2.5 pounds and I got this. Woohoo! I beat the system. Don't put me in jail. It's under $600, so you can't arrest me. Prop 36. So yeah, just go with it. And so she's got 36,000 likes. Now, someone who's getting a lot of likes right now is the Honda and Nissan Corporation. They have formally agreed to hold talks over the next 6 months with a possible merger. The deal would create the world's third largest automaker and giving more resources to compete with the growing threat from Chinese car makers. Is there a lot of Chinese car makers that are exporting it? Maybe over there, probably not here though. So a third smaller Japanese automaker, Mitsubishi, which already is in alliance with Nissan, will also participate in the talks. The combined companies, should it be created, would trail only Toyota and Volkswagen on global scales. Okay, so there you go. They're worried about globally, not just here in the United States. Mergers in the auto industries are nothing new. They have taken place in the acquisitions of various brands formed in General Motors in the first decade of the 20th century, but they sometimes have trouble succeeding bringing together different partners. German automaker Benz agreed to buy Chrysler in 1998, only for the combined group to be split off a decade later. The newly independent Chrysler went bankrupt and required federal bailout within 2 years. Chrysler's latest merger with Europeans PSA Group in 2001 had formed Stellantis, something like that. I don't know. These words are difficult when you're trying to read fast, but I am at a third grade level. Has had its own problems over the last year with falling sales and profits, as Nissan's alliance with Renault, while not a formal merger, ended up collapsing following the arrest of Nissan CEO Carlos Ghosn in Japan over charges of significant financial misconduct. Yeah, I remember Renault. Remember those cars? What a piece of shit they were. He fled the country before the trial could take place. So Nissan, Honda are going to get together, and one of the things that they're trying to do, and just a little backlog for you, is they're having trouble competing with the electronic EV cars. And so they're combining their strength together because no one makes any money on electric cars. I said this before. Elon Musk is the only one that actually makes money on electric cars because he did it right. Now you're taking these big oil-producing car manufacturers and trying to get them to change, turn on a dime and change their whole entire philosophy. They just want to print out cars for the general public, and they're not making any money on it. So for more on this, let's go over to breaking news over at CBS in Chicago for more on this merger for Honda and Nissan. So here we go. I'm going to switch to camera 4 so you can see this. Here we go.
Honda and Nissan have announced that they plan to merge. This would be the world's third largest automaker by sales. Honda and Nissan saying that they have signed a memo of understanding. They also say that a smaller Nissan Alliance member, Mitsubishi Motors, has agreed to join in on the talks of integrating their businesses. Automakers in Japan have lagged behind their bigger rivals in electric vehicles. They're now trying to cut costs while also making up for lost time. Stay with Eyewitness News and ABC 7 NY for the latest on this breaking story.
Thank you. So, in your opinion, I mean, I remember when Datsun. Do you guys remember Datsun? It was always Nissan Datsun. And then they just kind of gobbled up the Datsun name and kind of, faded those guys out. But you could still see one or two back in the day, classic car shows and stuff. So would it be Nissan Honda? Honda Nissan? Honda Nissan? Would that be the new title, the new company? Honda Nissan Mitsubishi. It'll be different. It'll be interesting because for so long they have always fought against each other. And Toyota being the big guy, they're doing something right. Maybe they can just go over there and kind of peek behind their curtain and see what they're doing and maybe take a step from them. I don't know. But yeah, Honda and Nissan and a little bit of Mitsubishi on the side. When we come back, everyone get their Christmas presents, by Amazon, by FedEx, by UPS, by USPS. Did it come on time? I got a couple presents I'm still waiting for. My wife's waiting for a couple presents for me that are taking some time to get here. Hopefully, it didn't end up in this debacle, this scandal, and I'll dive into that, and it involves FedEx. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks here are all independent artists. They're looking for your attention, and they're trying to get it, and they're doing a very good job. A lot of them are excellent artists, and so do me a favor. Go over to prophetradio.com. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks are independent artists, and they're looking for your love and support, and we show them as much love and support, but we can't do it all by ourselves. They need your help as well. So if you like any of the artists that you hear during the breaks and stuff, you can get more information from them over at prophetradio.com. You can see all the different bands that are broadcast here during the show. We've been doing the show for over 14 years now, and if you go to Music Heard On, you can hear the full-length songs of all the music artists that we've had on here over at least the last 2 years. We've been we have to make room for other ones, but still, you can find out all the information about them as well. And if you hear a Spotify link or a YouTube link or something like that, go ahead and check them out, show them some love, and tell them that Deacon Live sent you over. Now, during the Christmas time, you order your packages and you expect, your packages to be delivered by a certain time. Unfortunately, sometimes things run into, issues and problems occur, but to get them not all together and they said that they were shipped, that's where you kind of go, you're at the mercy. They got you by the short hairs. Well, unfortunately, Bonifay, Florida. Oh, God, leave it to Florida. A driver was running late on his route, ditched dozens of parcels in the woods just so he could get caught up on his route. A FedEx driver has been arrested after police claimed he dumped packages in the forest because he was running late on his route. In Holmes County Sheriff's Officer arrested the contracted FedEx worker, Levon Lewis, last week. So he's not an actual FedEx worker. He's just a contracted worker. He works on the scope of his own thing. So he doesn't like walk around with the FedEx stuff on. He's a freelancer, basically. According to the statement this past Saturday, he now faces charges of organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, and illegal dumping. Officers made the arrest after residents reported several dumped packages in the woods on the side of the road in the city of Bonifay. The sheriff's office then contacted FedEx to help identify the driver. The search led them to Lewis, a contracted worker from Alabama. He agreed to meet with the deputies in Holmes County Sheriff's Office. Lewis admitted to the deputies that he dumped the undelivered packages in an area rather than return them to the FedEx warehouse because it was late at night. According to the statement, police have since recovered 44 packages and returned them to the local post office to make sure that they are sent to their owners. Sheriff John Tate comments that quick work of the police department deputies identifying and apprehending the suspect, and thanks for the Bonifay post office for the role of locating and delivering the recovered packages. Why is the post office delivering them? It's FedEx. They paid for that. Why are we picking up the tab on that? Why is the government institute picking up the tab? I would have gone back to FedEx and go, look here, dropped them on their doorstep. Do it again. You failed this time. Lewis is no longer affiliated with the FedEx A spokesman said, this incident is completely unacceptable as the safe and secure transport of our customers' shipments are top priority. Yeah, haven't you seen Castaway? We are fully cooperating with authorities in our investigations. In addition to the charges of criminal offenses, the individual involved has no longer provided service with our company. Well, I would hope so. Really? Holmes County is home to nearly 20,000 residents and located on the Florida Panhandle, just south of Alabama border. Bonifay is just under 100 miles from Tallahassee. So this guy, he's a freelance worker. He said, I work in Alabama, but, I can go down there in Florida and make a little coin. And I know people get, frustrated. But you got to commit. You're going to do this, and they say, okay, you got 300 packages. You got to commit. We've seen the TikTok videos. We've been watching them throughout the whole season. Whether you're a literal Amazon driver, if you're a literal FedEx driver, UPS driver, they do little TikTok videos. Follow me. I'm Tommy, the FedEx guy, and he goes around his path and shows you everything that he does, and he's like, okay, I'm done. Now I got to go help someone else because they're dragging ass type deal. This guy was a contracted guy, probably using his own car or a mini scooter van or something like that. They rent those, and he's driving around. He's like, fuck this. I'm done. This is bullshit. What the hell did I get myself into? And he throws all the packages out. 44 of them? How much longer would that take? I don't know. It was late. I had to get home, pick up my girlfriend's kids type deal. Now, Amazon has the same thing. It's called Amazon Flex, where you can be a contracted driver. And this woman right here was supposedly fired in the middle of her route. And she's like, well, what the hell do I do now? I still have their packages. Amazon Flex delivery driver reveals the reason your packages might be late also. Get it together, people. This is what happens when you hire people outside of your business. They don't have no allegiance to you. They're sitting there doing it on their own, like I said, freelance type deal. If they don't want to work, they don't have to work. And then if they do work, you got to be committed to it. But there's nothing holding them to it. There's no write-ups. There's no demerits. You don't get a pay cut. You might not work with the company, but there's companies all over the place that allow you to do this freelance delivery driver type stuff. So she says, the story continues, I'm pretty sure that some pissed off people are going to be mad because they were expecting their packages about 5 nights ago. So let's see what happens in this story. A former Amazon Flex driver was terminated before she could deliver her packages she already picked up. She ended up with 48 packages in her vehicle. The viral video went over 543,000 times as of this writing. TikToker, again, Jelena, I'm going to say Jelena, explained how it all went down and fought the temptations of opening the boxes. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that, Jelena. You're going to get even in more trouble. Worse trouble than the FedEx driver got into. According to Jelena, she lost her job with the online retailer while trying to complete a bunch of deliveries. She says, my Amazon Flex terminated my account. She began the clip because their support person put that I never picked up my route. However, she had in fact picked up her packages. She showed the viewers on the back seat of her trunk and car and all the stuff as proof. Then she explained how things went wrong. What happened was the roads were icy. So I told them I can't do this route. I'm not going to be able to finish it on time. But then she already picked up the packages. Amazon instructed her to return them, and that's where things got complicated. When I go back into the app, this guy marked as if I never picked up the route, she explains. And that report resulted her in losing access to the app. So let's see. Let's hear straight from her video of what actually happened. So hold on, Jelena. I'll get you. Everyone wants to talk before their time. So don't forget, for every podcast we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can check this out in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. So here we go. Here's Jelena telling us what happened with her packages.
But Amazon Flex terminated my account because their support person put in that I never picked up the route.
She got packages. She got packages all over the place. She's showing the camera around.
What happened was,
the
roads were icy. I told them I can't do this route. I'm not going to be able to finish it in time. They said, okay, return it to the station. When I go back into the app, this guy marks it as I never picked up the route. 48 packages, but Amazon don't play that though. See, Amazon not gonna play that. Amazon is not going to let you.
Oh, now she done pulled over, and now she's getting into it now.
Facilities pretend like you picked up a package, or pretend like you picked up a route to deliver packages, and you never picked up that route, and you trying to get paid off of it. They're not gonna play with you.
No.
So okay, cool. But Amazon, I picked up 48 packages. I'm pretty sure some pissed off people because they was expecting to get their packages about 5 nights ago.
She still got them.
But when I woke up, because I was supposed to return those packages before 10 a.m. If you're an Amazon Flex person, you know you're supposed to return it before 10 a.m. When I woke up at 4 a.m. And y'all had terminated my account.
She's shocked.
I didn't move. I didn't even move. First of all, because it was a snowstorm for like 2 days, so I didn't really have a reason to move. I'm not even trying to deliver anything at this point.
Don't blame you.
I won't even try to go out there for what? For what?
Slide off the road.
Good Amazon. But I never delivered. I want to open every single package and resell everything just because y'all just terminated. I want to so bad.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, I want to so bad. But I'm a child of God.
Child of God.
I'm a child of God. Okay.
All right. Well, good for you.
I'm gonna do right. My ring is upside down. I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna return these packages. I'm at the facility. I've been here for about 10 minutes because I've been really contemplating it. Like, should I just at least open like 3 packages just to see? And I want to. I really do, just to see what's up in there. But it's just like, if you open it, that'll be more temptation for you to keep it, right?
Yep. Don't do it.
So I'm not gonna open anything.
The devil's talking.
Open anything. I'm just going to give them all back to Amazon, even though I don't want to.
Are you gonna get paid?
But hopefully they can get it in somebody's route today and get these people their packages, because they've been probably wanting these packages for a couple days, and they probably got their money back for it.
Yeah.
So.
She's trying to do good. But I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know how that works. I don't know the ins and outs of it. But if you do, if you work for Amazon, if you're working for any of these freelance people, we'd love to hear from you. And the way you can be part of the show is go over to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says, be heard. You can be anonymous. You know, you don't have to tell us your name. You can type in whatever name you want. You can say Amazon Package Driver 1 and Amazon Package Driver 2. You know, I don't care. Just fill out that little form. It's not email grab or anything. It just wants to make sure that you're not a robot. It's 2 simple steps. Hit record, listen back, send, put your fake name in there, and then an email. That way they know exactly where to send it to or where it came from. All right, guys, when we come back, there is a TikTok video, of course, TikTok, that has gone viral. I have not seen this video, but it doesn't surprise me that some moron did this and ended up burning half their face off. And we'll dive into that. It involves tea and snow. I don't know, but we'll find out what's going on with this story. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. We are still not on Meta. I've got another 104 days, I guess. So what's 104 days from now? Alexa, what's 104 days from now? Everyone's thing's going 104 days from now is whatever it is. I'm not going to protest the ban. It wasn't a ban. It was a stupid hack off a third-party account that I had, but it affected me across the board. So I'm just going to let the time run out. But as of now, I am over on TikTok. You can find us over on TikTok at Be Podcast Famous, and you can see us and you can hear us and all the good things that happen here in the Prophet Radio studio. And make sure you follow us over on YouTube. That's search Deacon Live Podcast and give us a little subscribe over there. You can see all the things that happen in real time as we're talking about them here on the air. If we got video that's going to come up here shortly, any videos that we have here in the studio that we talk about during the program, you can see them over there in real time as we're talking about them. And let's see what else. Oh, if you'd like to email me at any time, you can do that as well. That's deacon@profitradio.com. Send us your emails. I'd love to hear from you if you don't want to go on the Be Heard section, but you can do that as well. You can be part of the show. Click Be Heard at the top of the page on the Prophet Radio website, and we'd love to hear from you. Now, there's a lot of stupid trends, TikTok trends and stuff. One that I see a lot of is like during this time of year, you always see the coolest one that I saw, I saw a lady, hey lady, she had a pitcher of water and it was freezing cold outside. I don't know where she was, Russia, Ukraine or somewhere, one of those countries. And she started real close to the ground. And she started pouring the water. If you're watching me here on the video, she starts pouring the water. And as she's pouring the water, just like trickling out of this jug, she kind of goes up a little bit like a spiral corkscrew. And as it comes out, it's freezing. And when she was done pouring the whole thing, she had this ice spring when she was done. Like, it's an ice, looks like a coil, but it was water and it froze as it was coming out of the thing. Like she was drawing with it with this pitcher of water. It was really, really cool. And you've seen people throw, water up in the air and it comes down as snow. Well, this ding dong right here decided to do her version of the throwing shit up in the air and let it come down as snow. And it's this woman. Let's see, where are we at? In the video service, a woman launches boiling hot water over herself in an attempt to recreate this viral trend of throwing boiling hot water in the air and watching it freeze. Now, does it have to be boiling hot? I don't know. When winter arrives, let's find out a little bit more. Some places get cold enough that boiling water instantly turns to steam upon being exposed to the air. Okay, so that's what they were trying to do. It's incredible to watch, and the reactions by many different people share their thoughts on the inside of the world. Okay. One Chinese couple thought to replicate this video by throwing boiling water from a kettle outside. Snow covers the ground, perfect setting for a stage. What should be an awesome video. Unfortunately, the aim of the woman, Zhang Nu, wasn't so great. And we're going to show the video here in just one sec, but let's get into what actually happened. In the video, Zhang Nu, take that one, walks away from her phone with a kettle of boiling water. Instead of throwing the water ahead of her, she swung her arm around in a circle, causing it to be chunked in a perfect arc over her head. The steaming streaks of scorching hot water bombarded the poor woman. She collapsed on the floor as the cameraman runs over, probably her husband. The outlet reported that she went to the hospital with second-degree burns on her face. Although she was bested with serious injuries to her face, the internet was not kind to this woman who practically bored poor. Although she was beset with her injuries on her face, the internet was not kind of the woman who practically poured boiling water upon herself. One guy says Darwin was so right. This person explains zero sympathy. Another one writes, why don't you throw it over your head? Just because it snows outside doesn't mean the water is not going to freeze when you throw it up. Someone else questioned. It's not possible to feel sorry for her. Another one laughs. Not even for unsympathetic June. However, these comments, I'm hoping that the lady's okay. Another one writes. Safe to say that you really shouldn't do this kind of thing because serious harm. So if you want to see this video, I'm going to switch over to camera 4 and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. So here it is. It's probably right after dinner or something like that. They got the back porch light on. It's dark in the foreground, in the background, and then the foreground's lit up with like a porch light or something. And here, let me make sure I got everything all set up. Here goes Jen Nu. Going to throw hot water on her face. So let's go. Here she goes. Yep. Go on out there. Go. No, you're good. And she's got like a I don't know. It would be like a 1 gallon teapot, like with a pitcher handle on it, and you can tell it's steaming hot. And she's getting ready to throw it up in the air. Here she goes. She up and around. Oh, right on her face. What's up? Oh, what's up? Oh, you okay? Did you get the video? That's what she says. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Here she goes. Do not try this at home. Oh, God. So when she throws it, I'm going to go back to me now. When she throws the thing up, she extends her arm out in the front and then goes completely over her head and then behind her. And then kind of, how you like run if it's going to rain outside, you kind of tuck your neck into your shoulders and it goes up and there's steam everywhere and it turned to steam, but some of that stuff, I guess it wasn't cold enough. The hot water came right down on her face and her husband goes, oh, we're going to make millions. We're going to make millions on this video. Oh, no. Morty must have caught right. Morty must have caught right. So don't do it. Stupid. It's worse than the ice bucket challenge type thing. Ice bucket. Ice buck? Ice whatever. Now, we just came out of Christmas. And if you don't know what Christmas is, well, you need to go see God somewhere. Go to church or something. But when you go to church, I don't know if you're going to see this in your church. And it literally is Jesus wrestling. Hold on. Hold on. Jesus has gotten into wrestling. I guess that's the next wave of getting people to worship the Lord. I guess the punk rock preachers with the man bun and the tattoo sleeves and stuff aren't doing it anymore for the young folks. They need to see physical violence in their church. And this video right now that's been taking over TikTok is Jesus and Santa Claus are physically wrestling in I don't know if it's a church or the fellowship hall or whatever, but here they are. Meanwhile, in an independent wrestling show in, let's see, does it say where it's at? No, but this video has over 500 and some odd thousand views. And here we go. Santa Claus, the video starts out. Santa Claus is in the center of the ring, or in the corner ring. He's beat. He's an old man. He's had enough. And the two, what they call them, the heels of wrestling, they're prancing around the wrestling ring. And they're like going, what is that? What's that noise? They're all looking around. And from behind the curtain comes Jesus Christ! And he's wrestling. And I say wrestling, hold on. He's not wrestling. He's got his hands up in the air, and he's just like telekinesis. He's moving the guys around like doing a flip with them, but he's not touching them. He's just moving his hands like he's molding clay, and the guys are just flipping on their own type deal. Like he's got power over them. Oh, flip. He got him. Oh. He goes. He puts his hand up like he's choking him, but he's nowhere near the guy. He's just standing in the middle of the ring choking him, and the guy grabs his neck. The bad guy grabs his neck like he's, you got me, Darth Vader. And Jesus picks his hands up and throws him down, and the guy jumps up and slams himself on the concrete or on the ring mat here. Then I'll rewind a little bit. Flips. Here he comes. Choke down. I am the Lord Jesus Christ. You must praise me. And here they go. Oh, he pushes him back. Forearms him. He just stands there and they just run right into him. It's hilarious. Mayhem has pursued in the wrestling ring. It's the old Jesus Santa Claus tag team match. So there you go. That's been running rampant on the old TikToks there. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to enjoying the rest of your day. Okay. All right, guys, on that note, make sure you follow us over on YouTube. Search DeaconLive Podcast. Follow us on TikTok, Be Podcast Famous. And you can email me at any time at deacon@profitradio.com. All right, guys, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is The Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Whoa! Choke you. Jesus Christ. See ya. Bye. Take care.